Stephen Curry and Roger Federer share an unforgettable moment at the Lava Cup when greatness meets greatness. Sports history is full of intersections, moments when legends from different fields come together, transcending the boundaries of their respective disciplines. These are the moments that fans remember not just for what happened on the court or the field, but for the symbolism they carry. One such moment unfolded in Berlin, September 2025, at the Lava Cup. On a stage designed to celebrate tennis's greatest traditions while shaping its future, two icons, Stephen Curry, the revolutionary point guard of the Golden State Warriors, and Roger Federer, the Swiss maestro often called the greatest tennis player of all time, stood side by side before a packed arena. Curry had been invited to perform the ceremonial coin toss ahead of a highly anticipated match between Carlos Alcaraz, the Spanish prodigy, and Taylor Fritz, America's rising star. But what transpired went far beyond formality. It was a celebration of mutual respect, a merging of legacies, and a reminder of why sport, at its best, brings the world together. Part I. Setting the stage. The Lava Cup's place in tennis history. The Lava Cup is still a relatively new event in tennis. First held in 2017, it was Federer's brainchild, inspired by golf's Ryder Cup. The concept was simple yet groundbreaking: bring together the best players from Europe and the rest of the world in a team format, competing across 3 days of singles and doubles matches. From the outset, the Lava Cup was about more than just winning. It was about honoring tennis's history, named after Australian legend Rod Laver, the only man to win 2 calendar Grand Slams, while also pushing the sport toward a more entertainment-driven future. Federer envisioned it as a spectacle that could stand alongside the majors in terms of cultural relevance. To achieve that, the event needed not just elite players, but also a sense of theatre. And theatre it has delivered. From Federer and Rafael Nadal's emotional doubles partnership in 2017, to Novak Djokovic joking with teammates courtside, to Team World's shocking upset in 2022, the Lava Cup quickly established itself as a unique blend of competition and camaraderie. By 2025, it had become a fixture on the sports calendar. Federer, now retired, remained its global ambassador, ensuring that each edition had star power, drama, and narrative weight. Part 2. Enter Stephen Curry, the basketball maestro with a love for tennis. Stephen Curry isn't just a basketball player, he's a cultural phenomenon. Over 16 seasons with the Golden State Warriors, he transformed the NBA with his shooting, changing the geometry of the game. His deep threes became not just highlights, but a blueprint for modern basketball. Yet, beyond basketball, Curry has cultivated a reputation as a sports polymath, a man whose love for competition extends far beyond the hardwood. Golf. Curry has played alongside pros, funded tournaments, and invested in the sport's growth. His smooth swing and competitive fire have drawn admiration from PGA professionals. Tennis. Though less visible than his golf ventures, Curry has long expressed his admiration for tennis. He's spoken about watching Federer and Nadal's battles, praising their mental toughness and technical artistry. Sports business. Through his production company, Curry has created documentaries and series exploring different athletic worlds, cementing his status as a global ambassador. So when Curry stepped onto the black hard court of the Lava Cup in Berlin, it wasn't random celebrity stunt casting. It was a natural extension of his identity as a man who lives and breathes sport in all its forms. Part 3. The coin toss. A moment of symbolism. The coin toss itself lasted only a few minutes, but those minutes carried layers of meaning. Walking to the net, Curry looked relaxed, dressed casually but with the charisma that makes him instantly recognizable. Federer, elegant as always, greeted him warmly, the two exchanging smiles that hinted at mutual respect. Across the net stood Carlos Alcaraz, the 22-year-old phenom already hailed as Federer's successor in charisma and style, and Taylor Fritz, a Californian like Curry, carrying the hopes of American men's tennis on his shoulders. As Curry flipped the coin, the crowd roared, not just for the players, but for the collision of worlds they were witnessing. Here was basketball royalty blessing a tennis showdown. The symbolism was rich. Federer represented tennis's golden past. Alcaraz embodied its promising future. Fritz symbolized the global balance of power shifting. Curry was the outsider, bridging disciplines, reminding fans of sport's universality. Afterward, all four, Federer, Curry, Alcaraz, and Fritz, posed for a photo. It instantly went viral, splashed across social media with captions about greatness, respect, and crossover magic. Part 4. The match that followed. Fritz's statement. The coin toss set the tone, but the match itself delivered a surprise. Taylor Fritz upset Carlos Alcaraz in straight sets, shocking many pundits who had expected Alcaraz to cruise. For Team World, Fritz's win was monumental, swinging momentum in their favor. For fans, it was a reminder that the Lava Cup isn't just spectacle, it's genuine competition. For Curry, watching courtside, the parallels must have been clear. Like himself, Fritz has often been underestimated. Like Curry, he's had to prove that quiet confidence can lead to greatness. Part V. Federer and Curry parallels of greatness. At first glance, Federer and Curry couldn't be more different. One grew up in Switzerland with a tennis racket, the other in North Carolina with a basketball. Yet their careers mirror each other in striking ways. Style: Federer's one-handed backhand is often described as art in motion. Curry's jump shot evokes the same awe. Both make the extraordinary look effortless. Innovation: Federer brought finesse back into an era dominated by power. Curry revolutionized basketball by stretching defenses with his range. Global reach: both became ambassadors, transcending their sports to influence culture, fashion, and business. Humility: despite their fame, both are known for humility, sportsmanship, and respect for rivals. Their handshake at the net wasn't just cordial, it was a meeting of equals, two men who understand what it means to carry a sport into a new era. Part 6. The broader conversation: basketball and tennis crossovers. Curry's presence at the Lava Cup also reignited talk about the links between basketball and tennis. Despite surface differences, the two sports share core values, footwork and balance. A crossover dribble isn't far removed from sliding into a backhand. Mental endurance: the isolation of a free throw line mirrors the solitude of serving at match point. Globalization: both sports thrive on international stars and worldwide audiences. This crossover admiration has a history. Kobe Bryant was a close friend of Federer. Novak Djokovic has spoken about learning from Michael Jordan. Serena Williams has cited NBA players as inspirations for her competitive drive. Curry's moment at the Lava Cup was simply the latest thread in this rich tapestry. Part 7. The power of celebrity in modern sport. In today's sports ecosystem, celebrity appearances aren't just side attractions, they are central to how events gain traction. When Curry attends the Lava Cup, he brings millions of basketball fans with him, many of whom might not otherwise watch tennis. For the Lava Cup, still carving its identity, this kind of exposure is invaluable. Federer knows this. That's why he welcomes stars like Curry, treating them as partners in promoting the event. The result is a win-win. Tennis gains cultural relevance. Curry deepens his brand as a global sports figure. Fans get moments they'll never forget. Part 8. Curry's future beyond basketball. While Curry still has chapters left to write in the NBA, moments like this suggest his post-basketball career trajectory. He is positioning himself as a global sports statesman, someone whose influence will persist across disciplines. Federer, now in retirement, is a model for what Curry could become, an athlete whose legacy isn't confined to one sport, but who shapes the broader culture of competition, entertainment, and philanthropy. Part 9. Cultural legacy: why this moment matters. Why does a simple coin toss matter? Why did it resonate so strongly? Because it reminded fans that greatness recognizes greatness, that admiration across sports is real, not manufactured, that the love of competition unites athletes at the highest level. It wasn't about basketball or tennis. It was about sport itself, the universal language that transcends borders, backgrounds, and disciplines. Conclusion: a snapshot of sporting eternity in 50 years, when historians recount Federer's influence on tennis and Curry's revolution of basketball. The 2025 Lava Cup coin toss may only merit a footnote. Yet for those who witnessed it, it will remain a cherished snapshot, two legends standing together, smiling, sharing a stage, reminding the world of the beauty of sport. For Federer, it was proof that his creation, the Lava Cup, has cultural weight. For Curry, it was another reminder that his love of sport knows no boundaries. For fans, it was unforgettable. A coin in the air, a crowd roaring, two worlds colliding, and for a fleeting moment, the essence of sport was captured in its purest form.